Alright, I'll introduce the tournament to start with, then I'll spectate WiE.
Roger. They should be at IS spawn, I think. I think RDL shows clan.
Right, cool. Yeah, on my way.
They are all spawned. I'll start recording.
Right then, guys, I'd like to officially welcome you to the final of the Tournament of the Jaguar, run by Clan SJ. I'm Mouse, and with me we've got Murph doing backup commentary. Just introduce yourself there, Murph.
Hello, I'm Murph of Clan Smoke Jaguar. Here together with Mouse to do some commenting on this nice, hopefully nice, final.
We've got Regor from the Wolves Dragoons doing the video. And we've got Sigma doing the audio recording at his end. So hopefully we'll have quite a show for you this evening. Looks like WiE forces are buying their units at the moment.
Good to notice is that the competing teams are RDL versus Wolf in Exile. In case anyone missed that.
Yep, just a bit of a summary of the round seen so far. WiE have battled their way up from the lower tiers as a fairly new entrant into MWLL competitive play. They've focused mainly around long-range clan assets. They've played a mix of range and brawl game very well, and they have a tendency to operate in closely knit formations that specialise in focus fire and long-range pinpoint damage.
RDL, on the other hand, is a bit older to the game. They've competed earlier in the FC leagues, in the 5-man teams there. RDL usually also have good movement skills and can manage both long-range game, and they do have a thing for close-range UAC-20 rolling. They seem to set up their mechs now for long range. We have 3 mechs built, and so far they are all Shadowcat Cs. That is the PPC and Gauss variant.
Well, Wolves in Exile have definitely stepped away from their standard setup, this time going for 3 awesomes with PPCs and Lighthouse. I believe they're ER PPCs, emphasising on the long-range capabilities of that unit. For scouting and forward observing, we've got the PPC Raven. I'm not too familiar with the variant number, tag of that one. Never use Ravens myself. And finally, for anti-air, we've got Mr. Boo in a Hewitt Prime. Nice, reliable unit that can deal with both aerospace and mech units alike. Very cost efficient, and if kept back, can provide a real constant DPS stream to the enemy team.
We have the final 2 mechs on the RDL side built now, and they are 2 vultures with twin clan Gauss rifles. So RDL is definitely going for the long range approach. We will probably see them trying to lure the others in and just moving away from them, shooting them apart as they go.
Hey guys, I have called to go with both teams. It's on for 55 minutes, so in about 8 seconds.
No problem, everybody.
That was the Smoke Jaguar guy named Red Buddy, also known as Roy. He has been organizing this whole tournament from the get-go. And he has set the go time, and it seems like they are away.
Yep, that's right. WiE moving forward, taking the southern approach. Looks like they're going to try and play the range game over on the southern side of the map, utilising the dunes and that nice big open expanse.
Yeah, it seems like RDL is heading straight forward out of the clan base. going for the dunes out there. Of course, Sandblasted is dunes all over pretty much, so...
Are they taking the southern approach, or northern, or are they going straight forward?
They're going straight forward, and I have no sense of direction, so I have no idea what way that is.
It's interesting if they're going towards the middle of the map, because most forces tend never to go that way.
Oh, no, not towards the middle. They take the other route. Now you have to exit from the clown base. They go straight ahead from up the ramp.
Right. Oh, yeah, I see them. Yep. Yeah, they're basically both at opposite corners of the map to each other now, so I imagine it's going to be a little bit of time before these guys actually get engaged.
We might see the classical circle around the map approach them. By both teams, probably.
More than
I
likely.
wouldn't count on it. We do have a Raven on the field, don't we?
We do. Let's just see if that takes a step away from its unit. It might be just doing close protection with that complicated electronic suite that it's got.
Yeah, RDL has no real scout on their side. Granted, the Vultures do have ECM, I believe, and the Shadowcats do have enhanced radar, but no dedicated scout unit.
That's a common setup for the Russian groups, the double Vulture 3 Scat C setup. I've seen ELH use it many times on this map, and I believe when we fought RDL for the first time they pulled out something similar, if you remember, Murph.
Oh yeah, they did. And on subsequent matches as well, they had similar loadouts, usually just varying a unit or so if they are expecting air.
Yeah, it's very good at its job, very good at the long range game, very good at the mobility on this map, but not so great if the enemy brings out a couple of surprise assets like some aerospace or maybe even an artillery setup.
No, the Vultures definitely go down fast if they start to get focused. The Shadowcats typically survive a bit more by virtue of just being so small.
That's right, those Vultures definitely have nowhere near as much armour as these Awesomes do that I'm looking at currently, which for the moment are hiding under the dunes, so they're sitting in the bowl of the desert area, just keeping covered, keeping an eye on the sky as well, checking for aerospace and the like.
RDL is going for the circling of the map approach, and they are almost behind the IS base currently.
WiE Wolves in Exile aren't careful, they're probably going to have them come up behind them sometime soon. They're definitely getting close.
Are they using the Raven at all, or is it keeping with the unit?
He's forward, which is not going to do him any good in this case. He is right near their pyramid, last I saw.
RDL definitely don't want to get caught close. They're going as far out as they possibly can. Now crossing behind the pyramid by the IS base.
Huh, I didn't even realise that was in bounds, to be honest.
That's not a typical place to be, for sure.
RDL seem to have been careful anyway. WiE for now, I have no idea where they are, as they move forward east towards the pyramid.
And Felian is well forward of the pyramid, heading up to that little rock formation that LRMers like to hide behind here on the clan side.
It does look like RDL could actually surprise Wolf and Exile by attacking them from straight behind, pretty much.
That's right. Now, if I was in their shoes, I'd pick that Hewitt apart in the rear armour as soon as you can, as soon as they could. Those Awesomes have got a lot of rear armour, they're going to be able to soak any damage that they put their way, and by the time they could drop them to maybe half, they'd have already turned around, which should kind of mean it'd be a bit of a waste of a surprise. But that Hewitt, that's killable in one salvo from all those units, without a doubt.
Are those
Yeah,
Gauss
definitely.
I'm sorry, are those all Gauss PPC scats?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
PPC goes, yeah.
Traditional Russian Sandblasted setup, man. Should be used to it by now. We fought it plenty of times.
I think 7 Gauss and 2 3-air PPCs could core out an awesome in one shot from behind. If they all shoot the same one and nobody misses.
Maybe, but they are tough. They are really tough. I've pounded AC 20 after AC 20 rounds into the back of those kind of things and had very little effect.
And then they just lazily turn around and go, "Ooh, a tiny mech."
Yeah, that's right. Hewitt's lagging behind a little bit. Seems to have his gun facing rear though. No, he's just keeping an eye
I
out.
should have visuals soon.
He does have BHP. Now we see Phelan is sitting in the Raven just outside clan base, kind of looking out.
If they happen to cross dunes at the same time, the RDL should be able to see Wolf.
That's right, but Mr. Boo is definitely keeping his eyes to the rear of the unit every time he crests one of these dunes. So there's a chance they might both see each other at the same time.
Can I just say that Phelan is doing a beautiful job piloting that Raven?
In what
I
way?
believe you're entitled to say so.
Just to flesh that out a little bit for those who don't know.
Yeah, he is an expert Raven pilot, doing his thing here. Just
What makes
at
him
the way Mech strides, there's just a certain grace about his movements. Was something funny there, Mark?
Yeah, graceful ravens. I do find those mechs so ugly. I'm sorry.
I like him.
It is kind
You
of
do.
like a long-legged duck strolling through the sand at the moment.
I believe the animators call them chicken walkers.
Oh, I don't mind the chicken leg you design. It's a favorite of mine, but the raven just... it looks weird.
So Murph, what do you think? RDL? Seen Wolves in Exile yet?
Not sure, they go as a unit, and as always they're good at that, and they all stop together as soon as they go down into the dunes, and then they cross the dunes as one unit.
No, hang on. WiE are looking out to the west, southwest, doing a little bit of
I
backing
think-
up now as well. I think they might have seen them.
I think RDL has eyes on them too.
Gunfire.
Yeah, they have shots fired.
Gauss fired from WiE, Kaz, Nathaniel, and Sig all engaging.
RDL now strange enough having to find themselves having to close the distance. I bet I did not exactly expect that. RDL getting in range now, returning fire.
It's quite interesting. It's sort of a bit of a situation reversal. If WiE had have started on the inner sphere side, then maybe would have camped an area like this. But instead, traversed half the map and fighting from the clan side base.
How does the focus fire look? It seems from my end that that RDL are hitting the same guys.
I think it's been fairly spread out over RDL mechs so far, but I'll keep an eye on it. Definitely seem to be focusing on one of the vultures, but
RDL's now up 72 to 40 points.
RDL's weapons for sure is more powerful once they're both in range.
that's right, but RDL have more armour to chew through, so don't think the points is too much of a good indicator of how well each team's doing on this kind of style of map. Of engagement, rather.
RDL is basically doing circles, going firing as they go up dunes.
RDL doing the typical extend strategy that this kind of list is so good at. Furies and MF3Z getting focused by WiE by the looks of it.
Yeah, they're using their vultures 360 swords of twist now to keep the range they want.
Maybe not the best idea for WiE to go for those vultures. In reality, the SCAT-C is slightly more effective because the one splash weapon means that even if you miss your direct pinpoint aim on the location that's been damaged, you're still going to be able to do damage to it with the splash and all surrounding components.
Yeah,
I
that
do
is
believe
true.
Cass is injured.
Is he holding back?
He's holding back. I saw him take quite a few glass rounds earlier.
Seems to be some damage on Nathaniel. He's lost an arm.
I've got camera on RDL right now. They are basically running back and forth between the dune tops, firing, and then getting right back out of sight.
Bit of a misfire from one of the RDL guys who shot well north into the dunes. WIE currently seeking cover by the looks of things. Mr. Boo laying down some suppression fire with those AC2s and AC5s, but they're mainly just trying to stay out of direct line of sight.
RDL does seem to be able to fire at something, because every time an RDL make crest the hill, there's shots fired.
6 keeping himself up at the moment, putting fire down range, but Nathaniel and Kaz are definitely making efforts to stay in cover. Kaz especially so. Oop, Nathaniel just got hit hard. I'm loving these new particle effects they put on the Gauss as this massive sort of cloud of smoke and particles erupts out from the front.
RDL is now up to 200 points, while Wolf and Exile is about 112.
The dilemma here for those awesomes is, what do? You can't close the range. What is the top speed on those? About 50 something?
That's the Awesomes, probably around that.
Yeah, 54 or something, yes.
I think it's the same as the Atlas, I would imagine. So yeah, it's certainly a problem. They seem a little bit lost as to what to do at the moment. RDL have pulled out of weapons range, I believe.
Yeah, they're circling a bit. I'm not sure if they're trying to get grips on what to do next. We have one jumping.
I imagine both forces have taken fairly heavy damage.
Wolf and Exile should have taken roughly twice the amount of damage, but they should also have twice the amount of armor, if not more.
That's right, but Wolf in Exile is the only one that I'm noticing with any dropped lost weaponry from damage.
And it seems RDL can still put fire on them. At least I see them firing at them.
Looks like Fielding's made a call. They're moving out, heading north.
I would kill to be able to see the armor values on these guys.
I'm just surprised nobody's dropped yet after so much fire exchange for so long. You'd expect a casualty by now. Ooh, Marcus just took a rough hit from the Hewitt after he finished his jump.
Did he land on top of a dune?
He
Yes,
did land
he
on
did.
top of the dune, yeah.
Pretty sure that's almost never a good idea.
I see we have a question from one of the spectators wondering how much Gauss rounds these mechs hold. And at least the Shadowcats have 10 rounds and 1 reload. So that's 20 shots per Shadowcat. And the Vulture should have... Is it 2 reload? No, it's got 4 reloads, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's 4 free tons, so that's
That's 40 rounds then.
60 total.
rounds.
Yeah.
Actually.
Oh, there we go. First casualty. Nathaniel headshotted out of his awesome.
That is nice.
And it's still taking fire. I don't think they know he's dead.
Doesn't look like it. Yep, a couple more Gauss rounds into the awesome.
See, one RDL guy is now going a bit away from the group.
Took some fire though.
Yeah, Ben seems to be in a rough position, but he's retreating behind rocks now.
Phelan's
Maybe
going
he
after
was
him
out
though.
there to just lure them out.
Possibly. These assaults are just getting pounded. They must be running real low now. They can't have much armor left.
Seems Wolf and Exile are moving forward now, though.
Try to close the range, get some cover. It's a good idea. Yep, Cass turns rear armor there, trying to soak a little bit of damage. And 6 stands on Mr. Boo, nearly flipping the Hewitt.
Is anyone ready to call this yet?
Oh, who I think's going to win?
Yeah.
My one is an RDL currently.
That's not fair, man. We've already nearly seen the result. Oh, well, there's one already down at the pilot. They called it at the start, but now it's probably going to be RDL.
Well, we don't know how their ammo's holding up.
PPCs, man. And those vultures will, I imagine, have a decent ammo supply still.
Now, aren't those vultures also equipped with like an SRM or something?
SRM4, I believe, yeah. I don't think we'll be seeing that being utilised, though. RDL like to stay at range.
Fell on his own.
That's the scout gun. And the leader as well.
I'm not sure on that. I believe Cass also takes over sometimes.
WiE moving west. 6 lost to his left arm, reducing his firepower by 1 lighthouse. That's one of the good things about the Awesome. It's one of the few mechs that holds main weaponry inside its torso sections.
Yeah, that's definitely an advantage. Just losing a single light cause is not a huge hit.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's not like the Nova Cat. You know, you lose an arm, you lose up to 3 large lasers or a couple of PPCs. This thing, take out an arm, it loses 1 out of 4 of its guns. It's not a massive loss. So they're better off. Usually people are better off aiming for the side torsos. You can take a weapon out and you can also start crit damage in the CT. It's the most reliable way to drop one of these types of assaults. No point wasting your ammo on arms. Then again, I imagine RDL is struggling to put the kind of pinpoint shots that they want at these kind of ranges, so it makes sense.
They are good marksmen, though.
They are good shots, yeah, but extreme range, it's not the easiest thing to plant. There we go,
There's
6 gone, another headshot. Well, I guess my talks there about RDL marksmanship was a little bit wrong. Obviously, much better shots than I'd like to attribute to them.
Cast down to
That leaves the Hewitt. Well, Mr. Bow backs up, holds his ground, attempts to make a last stand.
Oh, seems like RDL Marcus lost now. And it's the gauze arm, of course.
Well, of course, typical arm to go on a scat.
Yeah, that Scat C has the curse of having the large model gauze rifle.
That it does. It's also got the blessing of having 2 of the best weapons in the game, so it's a trade-off many are willing to take.
Yep. Seems RDL is still not quite willing to just charge that Hewitt. They may have some damage.
I think they want to end up with a 5 remaining team takeout with no team losses.
And they do.
That brings a conclusion to round 1. Sandblasted victory goes to RDL.
Total losses for RDL, 1 arm on 1 Shadowcat.
And WiE, 3 Awesomes, 1 Hewitt Prime, and a Raven.
And 2 of them headshotted. That's nice.
They looked good doing it.
It's all about the style. Okay, so do we know what map we've got up next?
I'm gonna go ask RDL.
Oh, nice game.
Yeah, Val, by all means, if you want to join in, go nuts.
Yeah, because I mean, I've played that RDL list before. But I think they designed it more to deal with the fact that we tended to field heavy mechs and close range mechs. I don't think it was really intended to go against a list like what WIE brought against them. But I think it works simply because they've used it so many times. They can go dunes and do those snipe shots a lot better than their opponents, and they still managed to do what they did with us, which is basically lead their enemies on a merry little chase all over the map.
I'd definitely say it is more suited to that kind of combat because those assault mechs can't move as much, so it's going to make the shots easier for them, makes the kiting easier. I know some of our close range setups with mask can counter it, but other than that, it's pretty difficult to counter that.
Yeah,
guys?
bitch of a one.
Yeah, man.
Incubus is asking whether he can join here with muted mic because he's only hearing Russians in the observers channel.
Sure.
Yeah, sure thing, man.
Yeah, I mean, the thing you really want to bring against that list is aerospace, because there's just nothing in it that can really counter it that well.
Yeah, exactly. Solar A or maybe even a VTOL. Something like that.
I mean, you've got Gauss rifles and PPCs to take down a plane. They're pretty fucked if you bring any kind of serious aerospace to it.
Mm-hmm.